Week 9 of the fantasy football season, and here's a few tight ends I'd look to drop this week. The first guy, Irv Smith Jr. of the Minnesota Vikings. So right here, Irv Smith Jr., he's banged up, out 8 to 10 weeks, and obviously the Vikings just trading for the TJ Hawkinson here today. So right now, obviously, he's going to have no fantasy value, out a long time, and then you don't make a move for Hawkinson, where Irv Smith Jr. is going to be playing ahead of Hawkinson, especially the draft capital you gave up in the deal. So right here, Irv Smith, I had high hopes for him coming into the season, but now injuries and the trade here with the Vikings, there's no need for him to be on fantasy rosters. Owned right now in 56% of fantasy leagues here. And on the season for Irv Smith Jr., it's been a mediocre year. 22 catches, 168 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns on 33 targets. So right now, that's obviously not getting the job done. He's not a guy that's going to be in this Viking offense now. He'll be a backup at best with Hawkinson there. And he's an easy guy to cut loose. The next guy is Robert Tonyan of the Green Bay Packers. So Robert Tonyan, it's been an up and down season here for him, but he's just another guy that's there, and he's not really putting up fantasy numbers. I know the last couple games haven't been horrible for him, but right now there's been guys emerging at the tight end position over the last few weeks. So week 6 here versus the Jets, had the best game of his career possibly. 10 catches, 90 yards on 12 targets. Week 7 at the Washington Commanders, 3 catches, 32 yards. And week 8 at the Buffalo Bills, 5 catches, 35 yards, but a lot of late fourth quarter garbage time plays for Tonyan. So that's what it's been for the most part of the season here for Robert Tonyan. A lot of garbage time dump-offs to him at the tight end position. It's not like he's gone out there and he's making plays the whole game. A lot of dump-offs or one drive. He's been getting his fantasy points. And this team's abysmal right now on offense over there in Green Bay. It's pretty much been Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones type of connection out of the backfield, and Alan Lazard when he plays. Everyone else has been inconsistent and not really a fantasy option. So right now with guys like Evan Ingram, guys like Greg Dolchik when he comes off a bye week, are guys I'd rather have obviously than a Robert Tonyan. And if Mark Andrews is out for a period of time, Isaiah Likely is another tight end I'd rather have. So right now this week, Tonyan still on the 51% of fantasy leagues. He's a tight end I would drop this week, and the third and final tight end I look to drop this week here. It's Hunter Henry of the New England Patriots. So Hunter Henry, he had a couple good games with Bradley Zapp at quarterback, but the last couple games now with Mac Jones back in the mix, his numbers have gone down big time here for Henry. So week 6 at Cleveland, 4 catches, 61 yards, a touchdown. Week 7 versus the Chicago Bears, a catch for 12 yards. Week 8 at the Jets, a catch, 22 yards. And now week 9, a decent matchup on paper, but then week 10, the Patriots going by. So right now, I wouldn't hold on to Hunter Henry. Like I said with Robert Tonyan, those other tight ends I'd rather have than him. And even if it's between Robert Tonyan or Hunter Henry, I'd rather have Robert Tonyan on my fantasy team. So Bailey Zapp, yes, he was spreading the football out and getting the ball to Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith for a few ball games. Well, now Mac Jones looks like he's going to be the guy over there. They're coming off a victory versus the New York Jets. And now they got the Patriots got the Indianapolis Colts coming up. So right now, Hunter Henry not showing much the last few weeks. And he's a tight end you could drop, but surprisingly still owned as well in 40% of fantasy leagues. That's a few tight ends I'd look to drop here for week 9 of the fantasy football season.